John, a difficult night for your team tonight. How do you assess it?
Yeah, look, played against a really classy team who played some really attractive football. We had to be at our best physically, and we had to be at our best technically. And unfortunately, we were nowhere near the mark. Just looked like we were hanging on all game. There's a couple of I thought, turning points in the first half. Just some of our kicks on the end of sets I thought were pretty poor. We looked like we might be able to start build a bit of pressure on them, and the scoreboard was only at sort of 6-0. We come up with some early kicks. One went dead. We got no results out of two other ones, which we should have been having play 4, play 5, and then putting pressure on them with our kick. But look, sometimes they work for you, but tonight it didn't. And they're key moments in the game, and you've got to nail them.
Was it a big drop-off from last week, or was the opposition just a lot better tonight?
They took advantage of their chances. Look, they're a very strong team. They'll be there at the end of the year. It's come grand final time, semi-final time, they compete hard. They do the little things well. They've got class right across the paddock. So a bit of that, and a bit we weren't quite where we needed to be.
And a disappointing scoreline as well, when such a good job has been done on filling the stadium and getting people in to see the new Hull FC. Yeah,
it was a fantastic crowd, great atmosphere, and they stayed there till the end. I thought they saw a bit of fight at different stages, but look, scoreline not good enough. We've got to be better.
How's Lingy Sow?
Look, I won't comment too much on it. It didn't look good. Normally when he went down the way he did, and it was stretch it off. He'll get scans tomorrow, so it wasn't pretty.
I think it was reported on telly that he'd been taken to hospital. Can you confirm or deny that, John?
I think he's gone home. I think he was in a brace, and he went home just to get his leg up and ice. Well, as far as I know, unless that changed, that was what was told at half time.
So we'll know more Monday or something like that?
Yeah.
Any other injuries in that, John?
Johnny Asiata come off. A few bumps and bruises. Look, I haven't spoke to the medical staff yet, but Liggy was the main one. He couldn't go back on the field.
And just talk to us about Zach Hardaker's injury as well, because that's kind of happened in the week, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, he did it in the game over in... He did a little bit of damage at training earlier on. He played in the game over in France and got through the game, but he's got a bit of a groin strain. It's a bit of a week-by-week thing. We'll assess him at the end of, like I say, it's a week-by-week thing. Again, he could be out for a couple of weeks.
You handed a Super League debut to Will Hutchinson tonight. Just talk to us about him.
Yeah, well, he's we've trained with 3 hookers through the pre-season. Amir wasn't available, so everyone was really happy with the way he trained through the pre-season. He's got he's played representative football for Great Britain coming through. He's got a lot of talent, and he deserved his chance. So I feel for him, because your debut game, you always want to be special, especially in front of his home crowd and his family there. So I thought he handled himself pretty well. He got 20 minutes, in the middle of the field against a very strong side, and I thought he did pretty well.
And a first look at Ed Chamberlain this year, how do you think he went?
Yeah, like I said, they did sort of threaten our edges a lot, but it was probably what was going on in the middle of the field more than our edges. Look, he did well. He ideally would have had another week off, but we've got a bit of a injury problem at the moment, so he played, which as a coach you always admire. Any
rays of light coming back for Huddersfield next week?
Amir Burrow will be back. Jack Ashworth maybe, but that's about it at this stage. So we've got a fair few on that list. So we've got to batten down the hatches till we get a few back.
How key is the response now, John? Huddersfield up next, round 3.
Yeah, every week is important, mate. You don't. You can't afford to. Well, you don't want to lose again any game. So it'll be same as if we had a won. It's a must-win game for us. They'll be. I'm not sure who they got this week, but they've had a loss in the first round, so they'll be very hungry, and they'll probably smell a win. So it's going to be a big week for us, and then next weekend.
How's the mood in the changing room there? Is everyone all right?
Oh, they're disappointed. Like no one wants to let a home crowd down like that. Look, I thought effort was there. The effort was there for a lot of the game. They got some real freakish players who come up with some just tries only freakish players can do, you know. But it's no excuse for the scoreline. Yeah, we've just got to be better.
What did you make of Jai Field tonight with 3 tries?
Yeah, he's just all over the field, you know. He's all over the park. He's you know what you get with him. He's a real handful, and on the back of a really dominant forward pack, he did what he gets paid to do.
Just confirm, what was the issue with John, please, when he came off?
Hopefully it's just a cork in his bicep, but yeah, like I say, I haven't spoken to the medical staff yet.
Cheers, John.
John, Wigan seemed to really target Harvey Barron. I think he kicked him about 9 or 10 times. How did you feel he did, especially after the first couple of minutes? How did you feel the rest of the game?
Oh, they played brave again. That's his favourite side of the field to kick. So that, you know, he's going to. I don't think he was targeted. I think that's where he kicks. His left footer. You know, so he did well. Played tough. There were some hard carries that he had to make again. Him and Lewis, they'll keep learning and getting better all the time.
You talked about that real separation in your squad, and you've got some really experienced players and a lot of very young players. What's that sort of experience going to do for your 21-year-olds who are in their 10th, 12th, 15th game? Yeah,
I think playing against an opposition like that who just were relentless in everything they did, you know, I think it was, you never want to play the Premiers off a loss, especially the first game of the year. They're always going to be smarting. They don't want to lose 2 in a row, and not very often they lose 2 in a row. So they were at their, I would say, like, physically and mentally very best tonight. We challenged them at different stages, but not long enough.
Straight after half-time, you had a great spell. I know you scored a try, but the crowd really suddenly reacted, didn't they? Was that in reaction to what you'd said at half-time, or was it just going back to what you were supposed to do from the start?
No, I don't think so. They got a bit of momentum, and the crowd got behind them, and I thought we were a little bit unlucky that a couple of things there as well that happened in that patch, and then just the try off the dropout really broke their backs. You know, I think all we spoke about was half-time, was just winning that second half and walking off. You know, getting ready for next week. If we scored 20 points and we won the game, well, so be it. But the talk about at half-time was winning that second half. And the second half they did. They come out and played with energy. But just the execution at different stages where we just didn't keep putting pressure on them. And I think that, you know, when they got that try off the dropout, it was come out of nowhere. And I think that sort of broke their back a little bit.
What did you think about the decision to go short on the dropout?
Yeah, well, it was there, and he was there to catch it. So you've got to pretty much leave those decisions up to the players on the field. I think they get a feel for the game. We're under a lot of pressure, and I think we decided that we were going to have a crack at getting the ball back, and we did everything right. We just didn't catch the ball.
John, you gave Hugo Slavia his first run out for Super League for Hull. What did you think of his performance, particularly with in mind that it looks like Liggy Sow might be out for a long period, so forward rotations impacted there?
Yeah, I liked it. Look, he's very green, but he's aggressive. I thought he'd come up with some big contact in defence. Runs the ball very hard. He doesn't have any fear in him. I thought he handled himself really well.